Hello, and welcome to another episode of Magical Moments. Thanks for being here with us. Today, I wanted to talk about Akashic Soul Record Readings. This is something that I have been doing a lot of lately, and I'm really passionate about. And the thing I love most about these readings is how much they validate who we are as a soul on a journey in a human body, right? It really brings this level of validation to our humanness and the purpose that we're here to live into. And the way that I love that it does this is that it already shows you how you are living your purpose by looking at these aspects of your soul that don't ever change, right? So Akashic Soul Record Readings are the type of reading where I visit the Akashic Record Library and I pull your soul book. And obviously we are working in a model that allows for our human mind to grasp a concept that is quite unexplainable. And so I go into the Akashic Library, I meet with my Akashic Record soul guides, I will pull out a particular soul book, and then I use divination and intuition to read the information of your soul. And the information of your soul does not change between lifetimes. You are going to carry these characteristics and learned lessons and archetypes and gifts through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, wherever you are in the multiverse. It's not specific to Earth. This is the story of your soul, essentially, right? So how this is different than, say, just an intuitive reading, which is sometimes also called Akashic Record Reading. The difference with that is we would be accessing the information that relates to this lifetime and the energy that you are in now. So say you came to me for a reading, we would look at how the current events of your life are lined up. And then we look at possibility states of moving forward, and we look at the energy of now and what is happening within you. Akashic Soul Record Readings are different because this information doesn't change. It will be one reading that you get for your whole life because these characteristics will stay with you for the entirety of this lifetime and lifetimes beyond. It will also have been in your past lives. So it essentially is the qualities of your soul, the places that your soul has studied, the origin place of your soul, right? So this is star travelers, star seeds. We have come from other planets, from other star systems, and we bring with us the traits from those places to embody here on Earth. There are a large amount of souls that are Earth souls, which means that they were born on Earth and they use most of their incarnations will be spent here on Earth. They may travel a little, but they're different than star traveler souls, where we have our place of origin in the stars, in another star system, or in a parallel universe. We're discovering more and more souls are coming from different places. They're coming here to help. And a big characteristic, right, of us star traveler souls is oftentimes we feel out of place. We feel like we don't belong. We feel that we are looking for a home and a place to fit in. And this is very common. Another thing that is common in star traveler souls is that we are here to help. We have specifically come here to support the evolution of this planet at this time. And another characteristic with star traveler souls is that we can have a really hard time being in a body. And I find that this is an interesting crux because those of us that have come here to help, one of the things we are here to teach is embodiment. And we are here to teach how can we access divine realms while in a human body. And yet here we are also learning this ourselves oftentimes, right? Because we are used to being in star systems and realms that are more divine and they don't have the complexity of Earth in its heaviness and the emotion and all the negative aspects of being in a body on a planet. And so as a star traveler, this can be a big part of our learning, and our purpose here is how do we learn to be at home here? How do we learn to find belonging? How do we learn to take our modalities and bring them into a form that can be understood here in our human experience? So I find that this is a big part of, understanding your Akashic Soul Record gives you insight into these parts of yourself. In an Akashic Soul Record, we would also look at your life lessons. So a big, big part of why we are here on Earth is to learn. This is considered the Earth School, and it's set up as an experiment for souls to be able to come here, be in a body, and learn so that we can evolve and so that we can move through the hierarchy of souls as we all move towards a higher consciousness, to a deeper understanding of being embodied with our consciousness expanded, and stepping out of the paradigm that Earth is in at the moment, where we are very conditioned to just believe that the reality we are in is solid and this is all there is. So we're traversing, right, this landscape into this more expanded place of consciousness where we're seeing that there's so much more to life than we originally believed. And so life lessons are the thing that we choose in order to give our soul the most growth and expansion while we're here in this body. So for me, I chose a life lesson of moderation. I also chose a life lesson of receiving. So these are the two main themes of my life. And how this played out for me in my younger years was the way that I learned moderation was through addiction. And I walked a path of addiction in many different aspects of my life. And for a long while, even after recovery and bringing these parts back into alignment with me and pulling the gifts, right, harvesting the gifts from that part of my life, there was still a part of me that felt really sad and felt guilty and shameful that I had wasted so much time inside of these addictions, and why couldn't I have just learned it sooner? And why couldn't I have just been on the road to recovery quicker? And all of these stories, right, circulated. And when I had my Akashic Soul Record read about 10 years ago now, and I learned that moderation was my main primary life lesson, it was like this big lift, because all of a sudden it was like, oh no, this is what my soul chose. This is what I was here to do. And the reason that I am able to advance as a soul, the reason that I'm able to move forward and expand is through this life lesson. And I had to go through those situations and those circumstances in order to land in the place of learning the most of what moderation is for me as a soul. The other way this has played out, right, is with receiving. And I get that so many of us have a hard time receiving, especially as women, right? We are taught to give to the point of depletion. And yet there is a divine orchestration that says that giving and receiving need to be equal, and that they are in reciprocity with each other. And the way that we are able to serve others even more deeply is by serving ourselves first. And when we are engaged in this reciprocity with receiving, there is so much more abundance in our life. There's so much more peace. There's so much more contentment and joy, because we are not overgiving, overachieving, overexerting, all the things that we do, right? So for me, with this life lesson of receiving, I was very much in this over giving and overreacting and over functioning, and all the overs were a big part of how I moved through the world. And it has been a real beautiful process to learn to pause, to learn to receive, to let divine support and goodness wash over me. And I feel that these life lessons threaded through together have really brought me to this place today. They have guided me. They have given me the tools that I need in order to support others, in order to bring something to the world that is so desperately needed at this time. So another aspect of a soul record reading that we look at are your places that you have trained and the archangels that you have trained with and the realms that you have trained in. We also look at what work and training you do between lifetimes and how these skills as a soul that you have learned apply to your life here today. And then we also look at archetypes and what archetypal energies are you bringing through to the world as a way to support your purpose, your dharma, the things that you're here to live into. And so as we explore these facets of your soul, it can really show you how you are already fulfilling your purpose. It validates who you are as a being. I trained with Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael is about truth and protection. And for so much of my life, this has been a really big focus, right? Bringing through the truth, always looking for the truth and protecting the people I love and being able to create safety and security in my own life. And what knowing about this place of my training has helped me do is bring anything that is in the shadow side of those qualities into the light, right? Like, where am I overly connected to things needing to be truth, that I'm missing the fact that truth can be subjective, or that there's a deeper truth of the universe that is being missed because my personal truth became more important, and it shut me down to being able to see that, well, maybe someone else's truth is also valid in this moment. And with protection, right? Protecting myself to the extent of outwardly people pleasing and putting myself in situations where I would say yes when I really meant no, but I was too afraid that I would be unsafe, right? If I said no to somebody. So all of these different places where understanding how my realm of training as a soul can be brought more into harmony and balance and alignment with my life today. So this is just a little bit of what I do. One of the things I do, right, with these soul records. And I love sharing them with the world. I lead workshops as well in town where I do soul record readings as a group. They're really, really inspirational and motivational. And if you are interested in receiving an Akashic Soul Record reading, there's a link in the show notes. You can sign up. It's an emailed report. And I've also created a program called Eternal, Understanding the Story of Your Soul, that goes with your Akashic Record reading, that goes into each of the elements that I research and gives you deeper insight into how you can use these in your life to live into your purpose, to live into your authenticity, and really create a life that has meaning to you and to the world. So thanks for being here, for tuning in. Mwah.